I'm Kelly McKenty. Welcome to Cover to Cover. On this episode, I'm joined by Melissa Payne and Nathan Truax. Melissa Payne has made a lasting impact on the music scene. Melissa's live performances have garnered critical acclaim, and she has had the privilege of collaborating with some of Canada's biggest names in music. Melissa will be performing a cover of Cheatin' Man's Blues by Nathan Truax.
That's the life I lead. That's the cheating man's blues.
In 2022, Nathan Truax was selected as the Emerging Artist by the Peterborough Folk Festival. He has recently ventured into traditional country music as a singer and songwriter. Nathan's album, Pickin' the Label, was released in 2022. Nathan will be performing a cover of So Real by Melissa Payne.
And I said I love you. Oh, when you said it back, and then you kissed me. Oh, and just like that.
So welcome, Melissa Payne and Nathan Truax to Cover to Cover.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're so happy, in case you couldn't tell, to have you both here today to talk about your music and a few other things. Nathan, you're from Dunsford, Ontario.
Indeed, I am.
Yes, which is just outside of the Kawartha Lakes. You guys are both kind of just on the cusp of
Like
Peterborough.
neighbors.
Ennismore, Dunsford. Yeah,
Yep.
kind of like neighbors.
Basically.
More or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Nathan, when you were growing up in Dunsford, was music sort of a big part of growing up with your family? And
Big time, yeah. Both of my parents were musicians. My dad was a drummer, my mom was a keyboard player. So like from my earliest memories are them playing with other people or going to shows. There's a photo of me like asleep in my mom's keyboard case on stage one year, and I was tiny stuff like
adorable.
that. So yeah, big part for sure.
oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
that makes such a big difference, I feel, too, for when you grow up in a household that's so supportive of music and and that type of thing. And I know, Melissa, your parents were so supportive and continue to be supportive.
Yeah, like
you?
my mom didn't play and my dad didn't, but my mom grew up in a family of 13. And I think they had a guitar for a day and then one of the brothers broke it in half. So my mom actually has like a great singing voice and I think she would have. So as soon as I took interest, she was like, yes.
So I know you're both very much veterans in the industry, playing, recording, collaborating, writing. There has to be a certain amount of inspiration, I would think. Nathan, what inspires you to write a song?
That's a really interesting question because I feel like I'm always relearning, For a while I thought like Everyday Stories was a really great place for great songs and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I think these days it's more like if I'm trying to get in touch with like my emotions and stuff like that and have like more sort of raw lyric content. So these days I would say just like emotion has been a constant inspiration. And lately for the last like few months, especially living downtown, Kayla and I live downtown,
Yes,
which is
yeah.
a new thing for me living kind of downtown anywhere.
Absolutely.
And I think
Yeah.
that has actually had a big influence on my writing for sure.
Right. I love that you say that too, talking about feelings, because sometimes I feel like for artists that you have to get to that point, where you're feeling something so much that that's the only outlet.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm feeling this. I'm not sure what to do. And so you write.
Yes.
Do you think that helps a lot?
It really does. And it's funny with a lot of the songs that I've written lately, it seems to be like I never set out being like, I'm upset about this particular thing. I'm going to write a song about this particular thing.
Right.
But when lyrics start happening and then you read them over and you're like, oh, I was upset about that thing.
Right.
It's like almost after the fact. And then it is a little therapeutic at that point.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Melissa, would you say that you share some of those similarities of being
Yeah.
inspired? What
I like what
inspires
you said. That was like you're kind of always learning and changing. Like I think originally when I first was writing songs, it was very much just my own therapy. I was in my room by myself and I was like, no one is ever going to hear this. And then, by the weekend, I was like, do you want to hear my song? So then I kind of got that itch of like performing and writing. It was like those bedroom, like you know, dark times where I'm like, oh, I just need to get this out. But then that performer's itch too. So then it just kind of snowballed
Right.
from there. And now I just find it trying to get back to, you know, an organic state, like you said, like it's just not worrying so much about what people think or the type of music I'm making, just like knowing that I'm just making music kind of from the heart, which
Right.
that's really hard to capture and recapture.
Sure, and it's amazing that you say that too, because as such a fan of music, I feel like the very best songs are those songs, are the songs that you write for yourself. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're maybe trying to heal or figure something out, you know. And often I feel like those songs they're the best ones.
Absolutely, and I
Yeah.
feel like they come out very fast too.
Yes,
Those ones, yeah.
absolutely.
5 minutes and they're done, you know?
Yeah. And then you're probably, do you ever do that? Do you ever write a song really quickly and then look at it and you're like, holy, how did I do that? Does it ever amaze you when after you've written a song? Do you ever like amaze yourself?
I think I am like constantly chasing that feeling 100% of the time.
Right.
Like if I could have
Yeah.
that feeling like all the time,
Yes.
you know, that would be ideal for me.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's the goal. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it's just like learning how to embrace it too and not second guess yourself
Right.
and just like internalizing like how the song makes you feel. Like if sometimes I used to be like, oh, I'm going to play this for people and watch their reaction.
Right.
But then
Yes.
that's a slippery slope if you're watching other people's reactions. So it's
Sure.
hard kind of backpedaling and being like, no, I like this song. I was really like, wow, pen to paper, done, great feeling.
Yeah.
So just holding on to that. And
Yeah. So neither of you know which song the other person has chosen
No.
to cover. This is really good because this just adds a whole new element of surprise. Melissa, will you tell us which song of Nathan's you've chosen and why you chose it?
why I chose it too. Okay, well, all of them were just amazing. I went down a deep rabbit hole and just had your record spinning the whole
That's amazing. Thank
week.
you.
I loved it. Yeah, like so many good tunes.
Jeez.
The Cheatin' Man Blues.
Sweet.
Actually, it just caught
That's
me.
exciting.
It's like I always go to that second song too, like if I'm listening. And yeah, that was just a beautiful cut. The guitar, the vocals, it really reminded, like I was obsessed with George Jones growing up.
Sure.
So it had like just some of those little vocal fluctuations that you're doing and just the song itself. Like
Yes.
it really resonates because, you know, back in the day, we all
Yeah.
had people who heard us that way. So I kind of put myself like, oh, I'm trying to like see the perspective of the cheater,
Yes.
like kind of thing. And that's always how I wrote songs. I would try to like write as like the person who is hurting me sometimes.
Yep.
So yeah, that one really stuck and hit me. And
Cool.
yeah.
It's cool that you got George Jones from that too, because I think I was on a big George Jones kick
Yeah?
at that point.
Oh,
So
no,
I'm
it's
glad it came through.
beautiful. Yeah, great. And you recorded all of that.
Yeah, all of
yourself,
that in
which is
Dunsford.
amazing,
Just
too.
me and Kayla, we just did it all.
It's so,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
That's
talent.
amazing. You just did it at your parents' house?
Yeah, yeah. Set up a little
Fantastic.
studio, a tape machine, and yeah.
Great.
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a deep George Jones cut. It's cool.
it
And
really
he's done
is
it all
cool.
himself, like the drums, the guitar, and yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Leaving my home with a wanted hand leaves you deep in trouble up around the bend. And I can't help but love you till the day that I die. But I know somehow you see through my disguise. Well, I guess in my mind, yeah, I know it ain't right. Treating you this bad has never crossed my mind. But sometimes in life you only do what you please. And tonight that bottle looks so good to me. With my 2 times the love makes 2 times the pain. But that's a life I lead. That's my cheating man's blues. This relationship with liquor don't see no end. I guess it ain't cheating in a regular sense. But every night I'm leaning into the bar, and I can't help wonder how it got this far. That's my cheating pants blues. What came as no surprise when she packed her bags, and now I'm all blown out from riches to rags. After all said and done, I'll still have my friend, but it sure don't help my mind to mend. And that 2 times alone makes 2 times the pain. But that's the life I lead. That's my cheating pants blues. And that's the life I lead. That's the cheating pants blues.
It's intimidating. Oh, well, thank you. It's intimidating in front of the writer.
I wish I had thought of some of those lyric changes myself. They took
I'm sorry. I changed that. But yeah, no, it was so fun to learn. Like, it was cool, like, just getting into the song. And I feel like I want to, like, put that on an album.
You should,
too,
if you want.
You'll let me.
It's all yours. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay,
Got it.
perfect. You got the permission.
Nathan, how does that make you feel in the moment when you hear Melissa taking your song and learning it and singing it? Does it give you like a specific feeling?
Yes, absolutely. So I've been a fan of Melissa's work for so long, and it's just like a treat hearing my song in such a spectacular spotlight. So thank you for like doing that
Thank
to
you.
it.
Would you tell us which song you chose and why you chose it?
Absolutely. So I chose So Real
Oh, okay.
because that was the song that after every time I saw you, I walked away singing, and I'm like a sucker for a good hook, you know? And I just love the story behind it and everything, so I thought it was a great one to try to tackle.
2 years ago, I was shaking in my skin, fighting the feeling, baby. I was fighting within. I can't believe I was scared of jumping in. How could loving someone ever be a sin? Summer solstice nights, I told you how I feel. Ever since that moment, my life got so surreal. I said I love you, and then you kissed me. Ain't no explaining, just knowing your love of mine is nothing but real. So real, so real, so real, baby. 2 years in, now you're gonna be my wife. Nothing this good has ever happened in my life. I can't believe I was scared of jumping in. Now I'm truly living in some kind of heaven. Summer solstice nights, I told you how I feel. Ever since that moment, my life's been so surreal. I said I love you, and then you kissed me. Ain't no explaining, just knowing your love of mine is nothing but real. So real, so real, so real. Summer solstice nights, I told you how I feel. Ever since that moment, my life's been so surreal. I said I love you, and then you kissed me. Ain't no explaining, just knowing your love of mine is nothing but real. So real, so real, so real, so real.
reminded me of like Elvis Costello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
that's
Bob
totally the
Dylan.
vibe.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this song is that cool.
Well, I wouldn't destroy it.
Oh, that's so fun. No, I was like sitting here like a little kid. That's awesome.
I was gonna ask you.
Likewise, I might steal it too if that's okay.
Yes, please. But no, I just love what you did with it. And now I want to do some writing with you.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I'm super down.
Because
Great.
I
You
love.
want to play electric too?
Yeah, I do. I want to shake my hair all around.
Make it happen.
No, that was super cool. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Do you have any plans yet for the summer? Do you have any big shows coming up?
Yeah, like the summer, it just shapes up so quickly. You're always anxious and like, oh, I have to apply for all these festivals, and then things, it feels like music just will fall into place somehow in different sorts of ways. Like maybe you didn't get that big festival that you wanted, but then another one picks you up on that same weekend.
Right.
So yeah, I get to play with my friends at Four Winds Music Festival. So that will be like Tara Lightfoot in Bahamas. So that's a big deal for me because
Amazing.
I look up to all these people. I would go to a festival to watch them. So being part of a bill like that just feels
That's
special.
fantastic. That
Yeah.
is special. That's really special.
Yeah, and some other ones that will come up.
You're
No
gonna
doubt.
you're just gonna blow them out of the water. And Nathan, what about you? What do you have coming up? Do you have any shows or anything happening this summer yet?
Not so much shows at the moment. My partner Kayla and I are in a band called Intimidators, and we've been working on recording new music. So we're kind of getting that worked out and spending some time to do that. But I think the summer will fill up as it comes.
Yeah.
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 I'm so excited to go to a rock show.
I'm really excited
Come
too.
to one of ours.
We're
Oh,
gonna
no, that's what
Yeah?
I mean. I'm
we're
gonna
gonna
go
come.
like front
We're
row,
gonna come to one of
That'd be-
your
that'd
rock
be-
and
that'd be
we're
great.
going to like whip our hair back and forth.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I told you